Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Fundaman, and welcome back to the show. Today we're playing a little bit of Morrowind, because we're starting very, very late. But, let me get everything up in the background here. Hello, Commissar, and hello, Robo, again. Alright, good. We seem to be running... Hopefully it's not too loud, because I think this game was a little bit too loud beforehand, but let me adjust here. Right. Okay. That is still very loud. Well, a little bit less now, but that first thump was pretty bad. Alright. Welcome back to the show, folks. Anyway, on autosave 20, my incredible, amazing, accurate way of keeping track of where the fuck I am. Alright, good. I turned that down just far enough, but man, that's still loud in my ears. But that's what the mixer's for. I can turn that down a little bit more. I do have to say, there's one thing that's kind of wrong with Morrowind, and it's the fact that, there's only one track, really, it feels like, that's playing ambiently, but, well, welcome to 2002. Anyway. Right, so, we'll wait here until, they want me to find a bed, do they? Well, I'll go sleep in the woods, I suppose. I need to go back and make some money. And you see, now it's getting a little too loud. Okay, we're just gonna turn that down. Yes, the thundering, heroic music full of wonderment and mystery, I suppose, grandeur in general. It gets kind of deafening, but you know what, fine, I'll sleep over here. Yes, I'll sleep near the sign like a hobo. Oh god! Wait, that's the healing spell. Ow! Accosted by a random roving rat girl. Oh, right, spacebar. Right, okay. You don't have anything! I keep doing that. See, E, it's like completely backwards. Like my brain goes, I'm pressing spacebar by accident. So I must have to press E instead, but no, E is jump. I'm a fool. We're gonna be using magic more because I realize that I haven't been leveling magic all that much. Oh. It's just a script. What the hell is wrong with me? Well, I'm an idiot. That's what's wrong with me. Clearly, that was the problem the entire time. Now I have to remember all the fucking trolls for not playing it in like a week. Alright, so... we know that this is... right, no, we have two... there are two sites here, I believe. Or two... areas I could go into? Right, there's two things at the side of the road here we're gonna have a look at. I've got plenty of inventory space, I'm at full health, I've got full magicka. We can go a questing. So unfortunately I can't be attacked by attractive rats. You know, like Deku on his birthday. Damn. Oh well. In every man's life, he's got to be out here alone, you know, working like a broke motherfucker, getting his dues. Okay, so we're going to attempt to use magic a little bit more, but I need some gold, because I don't have very much gold. I've got 400 gold. I need more gold. Because I want to go make custom spells, but that's going to take gold. At least I know where to do it. Yes, your current quest is to get good. Also, join the Mages Guild, or the Telvanni if you want to get more spells. Right, yeah, I need to go over there and do that. But let's try and get ourselves a little bit more to get... wait a minute. I don't think this is the one we should be going into yet, but I suppose we could go exploring. There's the other one we went into that we actually cleared of the main character. That was kind of a little bit of a bitch because of all the traps. Don't forget to brew potions. Yeah, if I can. Wow, this is barely effective! Good lord, how much health do you have? Ow! Well, there's the mage skill. Heal! Okay, good.
There is no escape! Die, Vexer!
Well, there's that. Wait, hang on. F, right? F. Aha! Dark elves are fire resistant. Is that actually a thing? Man. Also named character. That would explain some things. Wait. Take all this right there. They have like 50% resistance before gear. Damn, dark elves. What do you mean dark elves have, like, bonuses other than being, you know, delicious Chan girls? What do you mean there's more? It's one of the things that makes them really good as PCs. Well, yeah, because a lot of the mages that I'm encountering right now mostly use fire. So yeah, no, that would make sense. But what do you mean there's more? So learn ice or shock spells, or learn all of them and then wait a minute. I have learned all of them. Wait, I could just use some other. Yeah, no, I actually got like frostbite. Frost damage. Did I get the thunder spell as well? Yeah, no, shot of spark. Likewise, I want to say Nords are shock resistant in this game. Why? That's rather strange. Okay, well, let's see here. Magic, and it will switch that to frost. But what I will do is I will have all of the elemental magic spells, and I will create a custom spell that fires all of the magical spells at once. I will name it All Magic, and I will be king with it. Hello.
Bathe in your blood.
Ah! Ow! Ow! That's a Nord. Yeah, and he kind of hit me square in the head there. Ow! Also, that means that Frost will actually... No, well... Alright, well, does Frost actually work? Touch spells are not going to be good there, I suppose. But then again, Fire would probably be okay. Fucking ow, though! Frost won't do anything, and Shock it will be resisted by Nords. Okay, that's interesting. 21. Okay, so we're just gonna snipe this motherfucker? That still does barely anything. Okay, F. Hey, you can't do that! Ow! Dude, Jesus! Ow! Okay, well, he crit me. Son of a bitch. Fire basically did nothing. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna drop all fucking pretense. Bound dagger. Well, I want the dagger. Thank you. Ow! Well, you can't do that! That's bullshit! So I'm gonna go, yeah, I think we probably should. on! Ah! Thank you, Bone Boy. Now, come! Victory is ours!
Run while you still can, child.
Get him, Bone Boy! Fucking get him! Oh, there we go. Nurk his ass! I think we bugged the AI. So terrified by the presence of Mr. Bones, he's not pulling out a weapon. Get him, Mr. Bones! Oh no. And then he put it... Dude, fucking get him, Mr. Bones! Kick his ass! Ow, where did he go? God damn it, Mr. Bones, where did you go? Ow! Well, Jesus fucking Christ. Son of a bitch. Out of time. Right, yeah, okay. So, that's a bit of a bitch here. Okay, so we need Bound Dagger. And then I need to, well, summon the ghost. Yeah, I think the ghost is really the only good thing that we could use here. It's Ancestral Ghost. God fucking damn it. All right, let's go.
I will bathe in your blood.
Kick his ass! Kick his ass! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get your ass back here! Damn it! Actually, my hit rate is actually improved. Oh god! Uh-oh. Ah, god damn it! Ah! Ah! Ah, apt. So close. Yeah, no, so close, but we ran out of time with the ghost, and I ran out of time with the bound dagger, but it looks like honestly the sword was getting more hits in that quick span of time, so we'll keep with just a sword. Almost sounds like you're ganking a fool behind a 7-Eleven. Get that son of a bitch! Take his wallet! Yeah! Kick, 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 kick. Right, no, R, right, magic. Alright, no more fucking around, let's get this guy, Mr. Bones. Aye!
How does it feel to know death?
Kick his ass! Kick his ass!
This is too easy. Pick an easier opponent.
Ah! Shit! Ah, God damn it! He overhealed slightly! I'm gonna get this son of a bitch. Alright, Mr. Bones, let's do this.
How does it feel to know death is near?
Get him! Kick his ass! Huh?
How does it feel to know death is near?
Yeah! Excellent job, Mr. Bones. How does it feel to know death is near? Well, maybe you should have asked it yourself, you fuck. Damn! Okay, so what did he have? Belt of Northern Nuck. Damage fatigue on yeah, Well, he didn't use that on me, but yeah, that would have explained some things. Got that son of a bitch. Now we're gonna save after that. Okay, so there are plenty of things in here, so good. Gonna take all this shit. Take all this shit. Now you know why Nords believed they could take out High Elves in the Empire. As I've seen, yes, they're kind of bullshit. Your journal has been updated? To Amon Buell from the East Empire Company for courage and daring in the protection of the company's couriers, with our thanks. There was food in there. No, okay. What's in here? Okay, gold 1. Iron helmet. That's gonna be too fucking heavy to carry. Yeah, actually, all of that's too heavy to carry. It also, should probably be cleared from the inventory. All of that shit is going to be too heavy to carry! Oh, did I just take that? Oh, wait, no, I just have it in my hand. Put that shit in there. I'll come back for the rest of the shit, though. Brew potions. I shall. Later. I shall go back to town and sell some of these wares to get more gold, because that was really the objective here. Just killing people and robbing, them for money. But then again, these people are, bandits and robbers anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right. A moment to rest after our climactic, extremely, stressful battle there. Harrowing adventure that was. Having to reload saves until we beat the stupid fucker dead. Unfortunately, my class selections do have shortcomings, and now that I'm learning them, but hey, that's kind of just learning the game, honestly. You're not gonna know literally everything, you know, or literally everything and how it works when you start playing a game like this. So obviously you'll probably choose something that you may not have wanted to choose. Being unable to make a good class first time was basically a mission statement for this game. Yeah, no, because there's just so much to actually, like, digest you can't possibly know unless you have intimate knowledge of the game already. So no one walking into this blind is gonna know how to play this before they actually play the fucking game. Okay, so how much gold do I have? I have, where is my gold? Have I gone blind? Hmm. So this is a Souls game before Souls games were a thing. I
What
suppose...
say you?
Speak freely, friend.
Yes, hello. Where did my gold go? I didn't put it down in the fucking mine, did I? Okay, so I suppose that's a belt, and I'm not really wearing... I don't think I'm even wearing a belt. Well, hang on here, I'll just equip that. Well, I have to get rid of this first, though. Well, out of this menu. Here is that. And that. And that. I'll keep that. Exclusive restore personality. Huh? Okay, that is an alchemy thing that we can use, so we're gonna keep that until I fire souls. That's another alchemy thing. Here is a skull. Well, actually, that's a named skull. That might come in handy, actually. Fire all of the... Actually, nope, here we go. Get rid of those. Iron left pauldrons. I don't think I need those.
I must be going, so if you could make it quick.
Also, so where did my gold go? Where is my gold? Where did all of my gold go? I'm pretty sure I didn't drop it in the thing. And if I am, I'm a fool.
Don't stand about.
Wait, no, he gave me gold, so where is it? Ah, there was a space. Ah, I see. Okay. Well, so alchemy. Right. So, right. Try to remember how to do literally everything. So, no. Nope. 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 Yeah, so nothing works with those. Resist common disease. Those are actually somewhat valuable. And I failed. I gained hide, though? Hmm. Ah! Apparently these ingredients aren't terribly good, so I have to keep adding more? Ah. Hmm. Nope. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, keep that, because I might actually need that. I don't think I need these. Good, those are actually half decent in terms of profits. Hmm. Well, you haven't got much gold left anyway, so I suppose that doesn't really matter. Hmm.
All right, I'm listening.
You like to dance close to the fire, don't you?
And to be honest, if you want to talk about ball-busting difficulty, Wizardry is the king of that, which is why you guys told me to do that first, huh? No, Wizardry is a game. Oh, okay. Alright, so we'll get the other shit that's frankly incredibly heavy and probably not valuable, that were that much valuable, but, you know, every little bit helps. And then we'll give us our... We'll go and we'll forge our amazing singular spell. Though I don't think I can actually make, like, projectile spells, so it's going to be a touch spell, which is probably going to be a tad dangerous, but if it's as strong as I think it's going to wind up being, that won't matter. Because what we're doing is we're going to hit the enemy with every element on the periodic table at once. Maybe in that regard we should call it the Demon Core. Need to join the guild to do that. I see. Which, well, we should, because mage. Okay, you got anything else on you that I should know about? No. So now that I know, if I just want to beat shit over the head in this game, play a Nord. But then again, why don't we just play Skyrim then? We could just play Skyrim. One question, Wizardry 8 can only be beaten if you have an item from, I want to say, Wizardry 5. You see, that's... I kind of respect that, in a way, because it honors the series. We don't really have craftsmanship like that anymore. respect the idea of like, hey, you had to play the fucking you had to play one of the previous games in order to fucking beat this. Hell, you probably had to play one of the previous games in order to even understand how to fucking do this. Issue is that item is worthless through 5-7. So you wouldn't really know what to do with it unless the game told you. So yeah, that'd be a bit difficult, but I suppose you could do that better, but you'd have to tell the player, this might be useful one day, keep it around. But that's like several games in advance of you kind of cluing the player in on that, which is daring to say the least. It relies on your own ability to remember names. Like doing math problems in your head to solve a puzzle, or remembering door codes in your own head. These are very simple actions that a game could totally force us to do, but they've stopped doing because they knows it's kind of difficult. But there is something to, like, respect about a game that actually forces you to, hey, pick up a fucking notepad and write this down. And like Magic said, it tries to get you to drop it in Wizardry 6, which is... You can't really do that in good faith if that's what you're planning to do. Because that's just misleading the player, unless they can find out that you shouldn't do that. But how are they going to know? It's not in the game that they're playing.
Ah, hello. Did you want something?
Oh, right. We can get rid of these two. I don't know what these scrolls are really for. Gem feed. Soul trap on the target for 60 seconds. I think I've still got better. Also, I didn't put that belt on. Right. And we're gonna put this belt on, because I'm not wearing a belt, so why not? Okay, so how much gold do we have? We have 700 gold. That's pretty good.
Come on, then. Say something or move on.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to that last dungeon that we actually cleared out properly, or half of it the first time, and we're going to clean that up, and then we're going to go over to the Mages Guild. Not to mention, certain mechanics just don't work in some of the games. Well, it's clearly not perfect. But like I said, I respect some of those old school ideas for how grand they are, but that doesn't mean every old game is fucking fantastic all the way through just because it has one or two of those old ideas. Okay, so there was that one, but I know there was one further down the road, or on this road. I can't remember exactly where it was. Also, Radio Jim, now's actually a pretty good time to start the Armored Core series because a bunch of people, well, actually, one guy has actually made a series of ROMs that you can find that actually give the older games proper analog controls. Which isn't authentic, but it fucking helps a lot. Okay, so, wait a minute. Oh, it must be up there. I think? Because we've been up there. It must be up there. However, I'm using an undub. I am using undub ROMs. I mean, that's not necessary. The voice acting isn't actually that horrendous. Honestly, if anything, it fits into the so bad it's good category, but it's not egregiously, bad or astoundingly good. I didn't really have a problem with it. The earliest one I played was Master of Arena, which was good, and yeah, I didn't really see any problems with it in terms of like how it was put together. Or any lasting problems that really, like, stick out at me as, oh dear god, this shit. Ah, I see. It's for authenticity, then. Alright, fair. Anything in here? I'll take that candle on the way out, I suppose. Alright, so I know there's another one of these fuckers down the hallway, I think. No. Game designer. Game designer, that's not how that works. Game designer, I'd call that cheating. Oh. So that bone is floating in midair. Now, quality. Oh god, it's another dark elf. Okay, Frostbite. Cold! Right, short sword. Interesting. Is that another dark elf? It is another dark elf. The touch of hypothermia! Okay, so that's like 3 hits. Let's try Spark. Ah, a chest. Ah. It's, I could try doing that. I do have a lockpick. Can I, like... Did I just drop the lockpick? I did, didn't I? It's now inside the chest. Need the unlock spell. Mm-hmm. I will read this later. Or right after. Take. Knowledge. Ow. Oh well, 25 goals. Oh, for the love of Christ. Well, I know there's more shit in here, I guess. I will read this later. It's 99% of Morrowind gameplay. The other is 1% combat. I may be guilty of this as well. I may have to admit this. We've got a short stream today, so I gotta actually make tracks here and actually make some goddamn progress. Alright, so what else is going on here? It looks like I'm gonna be coming back here because I need to open shit and I don't have my lockpick now, and, I don't have the unlock spell. Okay, so spark. Zap! They appear resistant to that! So let me turn the game into a fucking, turn-based adventure game here. Let's see here. Yeah, no, frostbite actually helped. No, not, we know they're weak, they're strong against fire. Considerably more effective. They have no resistance to shock, they are weak to frost. Well, now I know. Wooden barrel. Stuff. 20 of what? Scuttle. Okay, glass land. There's something else up there. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything else here, so we'll leave it.
Will suffer greatly.
Ah! Damn it. 201. Oh, man. Alright, well, hold on to this big useless piece of shit. Okay, this appears the end of the line. This is actually a fairly large cave by the looks of things. Most of the treasure is in the other room, though. Yeah, there isn't much here. Give me all of this gold. Oh, man. Alright, well, I'm definitely coming back in here. Right, so I'm definitely coming back to this place, because I know that there's shit here. Each game gets less and less complex. Well, we kind of know why that happens. That's just kind of the casualization of video games to, sell to a wider and wider audience of people, but it's not... It doesn't enhance the game for the people who are already playing video games and met the high bar. No, it just opens the floor. But the problem is, it also doesn't get more complex or even better for the people who are already up at the top. It even gets dumber. Very sad thing about modern video games is, in the quest for profits, they made them worse. The old adage is true. Money is evil, really. In so many other ways you could actually say that, but more, just summarize it, money is the devil. Has a nasty habit of ruining everything, so I guess we're going to... Ballamore? Right? Ballamore, right. Ballamora. Money is just a form of power. Yes, but in the pursuit of that power, people have a habit of ruining things. Things that were actually nice. But the thing is that video games were also initially made in pursuit of money, but the thing was there was a balance. It was one of those things where it was good when everyone was, well, fucking stupid, and no one really quite knew, in good faith, how to maximize profits. So they were just kind of trying anything that, they could think of. But once they started to get it into their heads that they knew all about what they could do, then we started to have problems. And those problems have only gotten worse. It's kind of like a video game that's fun up until people start to try and metagame it, and then it becomes unfun. So all you do is you fight the most efficient forms of, you know, gameplay, and none of them are good, none of them are entertaining to fight against, right? There's no entertainment in it because it's min-maxed as high as it can go. And you can't really do any, your options against it are limited, and so you wind up playing the same game against the same, you know, optimal things. And if you don't like that game, playing against those optimal things, you're not gonna like anything. You need to try Daggerfall Unity one of these days, boss. Perhaps. Sprinting everywhere is paying dividends. Even though I shouldn't be doing that. I've been bitching for years that I want games with PSX graphics and lots of complexity, somewhere between Dwarf Fortress and Morrowind. Well, Radio Jim, I'm the kind of person that I decided long ago that I will play any game that reaches the graphical level of, like, the original Operation Flashpoint, if the gameplay depth and quality is there. Like, the graphics only need to be so high. This is really all they needed to be. People got hooked on, you know, higher fidelity graphics, but it doesn't really lead anywhere, and also bloats development time, wastes a shit ton of money, and doesn't really actually add anything. In fact, it gets in the way of developing gameplay in a lot of cases, because it takes so much time to do. But in the end, doesn't really add very much to the gameplay aside from immersion factor, but who wants to get immersed in a shitty game? We didn't need it to be immersed in these games, so why the fuck are we all chasing that crown like that? Why are we playing 300 gigabyte games now? When we know damn well they're not any better than the games that are less than 1 gigabyte. Because I remember when games used to be less than 1 gigabyte. I mean, the other thing is that everyone wants to push what new, and no one has realized that you don't need to push limits. That's the thing. That's a very good point, Hyperdepth. It's not like innovation is very good, but there is still something to be gained by someone going back and more or less putting craftsmanship into something that's old. Like, this was something that the Uncharted series was very good at. It's not really innovative in any real regard. It's just very good for what it was. It knew what it was, and it crafted the elements of what it was very well, and that's why it was so successful. Because there really isn't anything, if you go back and look at the grand scheme of video games, there's nothing really innovative about Tomb Raider with a dude. It was entertaining to play because it was well made. So you don't need to actually push boundaries and come up with things that are new. You just need to do something that people already like and do it well. Sometimes it's better to refine something than innovate something. Yes, but the problem is we also have pitfalls in that regard as well. Because, you know, AAA developers are now, like I said the last stream at Morrowind, now stuck chasing trends and just milking them dry. That is a form of refinement, but they're not leading anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're just chasing trends and refining a system over and over again. Sometimes uselessly, you can't even tell the fucking difference between the refinements. It doesn't even feel like anyone put any work into it, even though they must have. But it doesn't really feel like they've done anything worth any kind of commendment, you know, commendations, right? Expedition 33 proves you don't need a $100 million budget for a game. Yes, you just need a good idea from what I'm seeing. What they made is just an old school, you know, just turn-based RPG, and it works wonderfully from what I keep hearing. But that's another thing as well, I think I also pointed out last stream, but also said, we just need people to go back. Actually, no, it was a Twitter post. Right. What people need to do is they need to go back and realize that there are markets for old games. Like older types of games that no one makes anymore because they're not the fad. Like, there are still markets for games like this one. The Oblivion remaster proved this. there are still, and
Fresh game.
and then there are still, there's still markets for things like hell. I was thinking FPS RTSs, as I was thinking. There is still a small market for that one. It's not very big because no one's really ever made it work right. But that's a niche thing. There are still markets for very old games that, like hell, even single-player games in general. Remember EA and how single-player games are dead? Remember that? I remember that. It was bullshit. We all knew it was bullshit. And isn't trying to turn it into a political and moral soapbox to preach from. Yeah, that's the other problem as well. People have turned video games into a vehicle for politics and not actually for entertainment. And no, your politics are not entertaining. You may be entertained by them, but you need to realize that not everything inside your head sounds good or is entertaining to everyone else. And no, I'm not an evil, racist, bigoted, fascist for fucking saying that. That's another problem entirely. But really, people need to realize that there are old games that you could make that people want, they still want, but no one's making them. But that's kind of the issue with the AAA gaming industry. That presents risk to them. And they're more than happy to sit on their ass, doing absolutely fucking nothing, but milking profits off of the newest trend, because that's low risk. But the thing is, they also buy up IPs and just sit on them and do absolutely nothing, even though people want to see things done with those IPs. It's completely fucking nonsensical at the end of the day. Yes, hello?
Speak quickly, Outlander, or go away.
I'd like to join the Mage Guild, yes? You look like the sort we could use in the Mage's Guild. Will you take the Mage's Oath and join the guild? What is the Mage's Oath? Perform any duties assigned to you by the masters of the guild, learn from them, and grow strong. Always share your knowledge freely with other guild members. Never strike or steal from another guild member. Does this appeal to you? I mean, yes, if we're all acknowledging this one. However, if someone breaks the oath, I'm gonna slap that bitch. You are now a member of the Mages Guild. Well, that was easy. Welcome, associate. When you are ready, you can ask for duties to perform, and once you are ready, you can ask me about advancement in the guild. I see. Well, training. What is your rank, John Morrowind? No, sorry, later, perhaps, when you are a higher rank, but not now. Ah, I see. Maybe let people's escapism actually let them escape from real life politics. That's another criticism you could level against like modern entertainment in general. It is not really escapism. The only place you're escaping to is right next to your fucking insufferable liberal friend who cannot shut the fuck up about his politics. That's what you're escaping to, and most people would think that's not an escape at all. That is literally things that are happening around me. Why the fuck would I want to play entertainment based around that? That's not entertaining. But people don't understand. They can't get it through their fucking thick skulls. Or they don't want to. Because honestly, a lot of the... Look outside at society today, there's a lot of people who just don't know anything but conformity. They don't know how to do anything but conform to whatever everyone else is doing around them. And they actually hate people that actually know how not to do that. They actually attack them and they ostracize them, even though they're supposed to be the good guys and they're really not. So there's not a lot of people who, there's still plenty of people who will fight it, but honestly, in normal conversation, you're gonna hear the dumbest shit from people who just don't want to and don't know how to fight this sort of thing. They don't know any better. They were born fucking yesterday. A tactic of communists is to remove all forms of escapism from politics. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you could say honestly that a lot of people that want to change the political scape in our country, or the world, for the worse, honestly, but when you look at them, really just don't want anyone to have any fucking fun whatsoever. One of these days, we're gonna cast these people into the pit. Things are gonna get a whole lot better from there. But until then, unfortunately, we have to sit here dealing with this.
You have my attention.
Right, okay, so, talk to you, spell making. Now, okay, what I would like to do... Well, actually, I have to buy more spells. Okay. Key, burden, foot, paralysis, that would be funny. poison. That would also be funny. Okay, so poison or poisonous touch. I guess I don't have much, so... And then there's shock. That's the cheap stuff. Okay, right. Okay, so what if I wanted to, and this is a hypothetical here, I wanted to do paralysis. Target, self, touch, target. Okay, so... Paralysis is an illusion spell. I see. Okay, so... Let's say just touch. Okay, that... Ooh, good lord. That's expensive. We'll just try a basic attack, then. Okay, so we will do fire damage. To 20. Right? That's what we're doing right now, to 20. The source port for this has drop-in, drop-out multiplayer. By the way, really fun once you've experienced the single-player stuff. There's a source port? Leech Magicka would probably be incredibly good. I don't think I can learn that yet. But okay, so let's try fire damage. 1 to 20. Then frost damage. 1 to 20. And then, let's see here. It would be frost damage and shock damage. Shock damage, 1 to 20. And then it would be frost. Okay, frost. Shock damage, and then... What is it? Frost, fire... Is there anything... Huh. Is there any other damage? I don't seem to have it. So would it be poison? 1 to 220. Oh, yeah, that's a bitch. Yeah, no, that we can't do. At least not yet. Everyone thinks they're Trotsky, not realizing that there is also going to be a Stalin that sends an ice pick. Yeah, they haven't realized that no, just because you're you doesn't mean that you can make this work, and the fact that, generally speaking, communist governments are hilariously vulnerable to corruption, and the moment you gain power, you're gonna have like 12 people trying to take it from you within your own organization with justification to do so because you made up rules, why can't they? They don't get it, but there's the kind of people that won't understand anything until they slam headfirst into a wall, but that doesn't mean they have to subject everybody to that to actually get that one. But the problem is, until they hit that wall, they're not gonna ever shut up. It's really, honestly, just cast these people into the pit and leave them be, because they're never gonna listen, but they're also never gonna change their minds until something actually harms them, but we don't need to subject everyone just to get that. There's a reason Stalin was paranoid. Stalin was fucking paranoid because he realized what he had done, anyone could do. That's the fucked up thing about Stalin, which is probably why the man couldn't really sleep at night unless he was heavily medicated, or maybe never slept at all. Okay, so 18 points. I think we'd probably do more. Drain fatigue. Do we have drain fatigue? I don't think we do. Restore health, sanctuary, shield shock damage, summon ancestral ghost. Yeah, no, I don't have any of that, but it looks like I'm probably going to have to do more things for the guild before I actually, actually get to do things. I'll probably unlock more spells, I just need to actually be a member of the guild in order to get all of the spells. Right, okay, so How badly... Can I... I think 50... Nice. I think 50% spell chance is acceptable, but no lower. Okay, what would area do to us? Like, I suppose you could fuck with it a bit. It doesn't seem to... Right, no. That does not seem to actually affect anything tremendously, so, Might be difficult to cast. It's 66%. So it's going to cost a lot of magicka, but if it hits them, they're dead. Area, what does area do to a touch spell? Does anyone know? Is this a waste of time? Because obviously I have to touch them. AoE sphere. Right, we don't need that just yet. Right, okay, so this is splash damage is what this is. Right, and duration 1, I don't think we can actually make this... Yeah, no, we can't really make that at all better. Right, without tremendously increasing our destruction skill. So that's gonna be the first generation of all magic, I suppose. Lesser all magic. The spell I use to beat the shit out of everybody. Okay, I don't have any more gold left, so I suppose we'll have to ask the guildmaster for our duties. But so. Spicy fingered spell, yes. Okay, then we'll have magic. We'll reorganize this because I can't cast that spell anyway. So ancestral ghost will be there, and that's really all we're using right now. Actually, we'll have 4 be bound dagger, even though I don't think I'm going to be using that. Right. Okay. So basically, what we do is we just kind of click on people with this, and they die. So as I see it, 10 to 20 damage is basically what I can do right now, in terms of, like, any other spell that I can use. Like, so, like, Fireball, that's 2 to 20. That's actually slightly better. Actually, that's 15 to... Frostbite is 15 to 30. Good lord. So what's Spark? 2 for 20. That's actually slightly better. I could probably improve that. But this makes it kind of decent to cast in general. It's slightly less effective than the other spells, which, hey, that's a slight balancing factor, isn't it? Yes, you don't have to use elementals, but it's less effective than most of the other specified elemental spells. Video game logic. I am a shotgun, but that means I don't have range. Okay.
Yes, Outlander?
Duties. I don't have any duties for an associate. Speak with me again when you have proven yourself. In the meantime, speak with... Ajira? I believe she may have some small tasks for you. Okay.
Where's that slave? Here not long ago.
She told me that... Okay.
What is this about?
Not you. She told me that I should, I am going to perform duties, but for some reason she doesn't have any duties to give me. So I guess I have to go down to the lower secretaries. Also, speaking of which, save. It's been a while.
May your battle show only victory, friend.
No?
I suppose I
No.
could spare a moment or two.
No.
Something in particular.
I guess it's you? No.
Oh, Outlander, did you want something?
Ah, yes, it's you.
What do you want?
Algira shop. Do you want duties from Algira? Yes. Duties. Oh, yes, Algira has duties for you. Before Algira can be a journeyman in the Mages Guild, Algira must study local mushrooms. To finish Algira's report, Algira needs samples of Luminous Russula, Violet Copernicus, Bungler's Bane, and Hypophasia. Algira knows you can find all of these on the Bitter Coast. The easiest way to go is to go south along the river Odai until you see a wooden bridge across the river. Get out of the river there and find a path over the hills. Okay. So the Bitter Coast. Fortunately, I think I've sold most of the mushrooms that I had, so I know I had Bungler's Bane, but I don't have any of that shit right now. Well, I have Violet Copernicus, so there's that. Verbal directions are so cool, by the way. More games with that, please. Yeah, I think, in a way, more games having... Well, actually, I could probably just sell that shit to her. Well, actually, if she wants it, we'll see about that. Barter! Well, no. No, you don't. Alright, I'm gonna have to find another...
You wish to speak?
Oh, Outlander, did you want something?
Right, good. That's still equipped. Right, so as I was saying, the idea that you have to put something together in your own head is a very good thing. It's just that most games don't trust you to do that anymore. Like, acting on your own intuition and being corrected about a problem the game isn't being clear about is actually really fun.
Outlander.
Because you feel like you solved the problem. You, right now, with just you and the game. Success was not guaranteed, but that means that you overcame it where other people might have failed.
You're on your
You know what we call that? An accomplishment! Wow! Okay, so... Get there by following the river Odai south of Balmora until I see a wooden bridge. Which I'm going to assume that this is... Yeah, this is the river Odai. I suppose. Trusting players is 100% an issue, and it also requires deliberate design. No need to make sure your directions make sense if you're just gonna waypoint it. This is entirely true. You need to want to do that, but the problem is, when people focus test, we start having problems. Very sadly, the advent of quality assurance testing is a good thing and also a terrible, terrible thing for game quality. Because they focus test with complete morons. The complete morons fail miserably to come up with, to figure out a problem or come up with the right solution, and then they all get discouraged and think, oh, well, it's too hard, we have to change it. And then the entire game gets dumbed down. The problem is, though, proclaiming your game has a barrier of entry means that it's going to appeal to less people, meaning that it has less profit potential, and so we can't make those anymore in the AAA gaming industry unless you have someone like a Todd Howard or a Hideo Kojima calling the shots, because they've proven they can make shit tons of money, and then people trust them with shit tons more money. What the hell is this? Absolutely nothing, it's a rock. So you need somebody with, like, seniority to basically say, yes, no, we're putting money into this, or you need to not be in the AAA gaming industry because you'll never get anything done. That looks interesting. But we need to continue south. There are more things here. Wooden bridge. I don't know what these guys are up to. Okay. South about Mora until I see a wooden bridge. After I pass the bridge, I should look for the way over the hills to the west. So that way. So I have to cross the bridge? I can't move. Or I'm not allowed to walk through the specific area. There we go. Hello?
This better be important.
I'm a miner in the Shulk egg mine, but I'm getting some fresh air. Okay. I'm just an egg miner. Okay. Latest rumors. I've heard there's been some trouble at Fourth Frost Moth. Never heard of it? It's on an island called Solstein? Solstheim? Right? Okay.
So what do you want?
Okay, so this is how you get Kwama eggs. Okay. I guess I'll have to talk to you guys later, because I'm assuming that's the mine. I'm a character in RPG. I have an occupation. I am person. I have job. Okay, so okay, so I'm assuming that okay, so what does it say exactly? After I pass the bridge, I should look for a way over the hills to the west. But if we're going west, then these are the hills, obviously. Wait a minute. Okay, no, this is the west. So, that away. I suppose I will figure it out. Reclaim some stamina just in case some shit happens. Okay. Okay, so we're looking for mushrooms, obviously, which means that we're looking for water, which I assume is down here. Which, well, this looks like a path over the hills. If I ever saw one, right? No, this looks like a path, right? Okay. Okay, so we already have Copernicus. Okay, so we need, right, Luminous Russula, Violet Copernicus, Bungler's Bane, and Hafaphasia. Okay, well, I know what Bungler's Bane looks like. So we'll find that growing on stumps, I believe. Ah, okay, so there's some mushrooms here. Ah. Oh. Zap! That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? It's all the fucking elements at once. Neat. Alright, so Luminous Russula is this. Okay, that's good. We've been using this for alchemy shit anyway. Okay, so we've got one leftover Violet Copernicus, Luminous Russula. I don't think I have any of the other ones in my inventory at the current moment. We'll just take everything, though. Oh, gee. God damn it! I knew I forgot to do with something, and that something was selling all of this shit. Okay, look, this is worthless even if it's even if somebody buys it for a good price. Get that shit out of here. Alright, so next is Bungler's Bane. Ah, good. Oh, it's not. I thought that was Bungler's Bane. There it is. Okay, it looks exactly the same. Alright, job's done. Alright, one last thing, though. Since I want to actually test out this magic more. There's a crab. I must train and utilize this magic more, because I need better magical skills in order to fucking cast it. Zap! Zap! Yeah, that kills a fucker dead, alright! Okay then. That's enough experimenting. We can get out of here. Now, these better not be a... Okay, good. It's just like a... It's a stop based on incline, not an invisible wall. Good. Okay, so quest completed. See, I didn't need any markers. I just needed basic fucking directions. However, the problem is, I understand why they stopped doing this sort of thing, because at the end of the day, sometimes you're just not up to be doing this, and then that also gets into the whole, yeah, you want players to play your game more obsessively and not be discouraged or annoyed by it, and... These are all things that you can't really sell anymore to the AAA gaming industry, which is the issue of why it sucks so much right now. You can't really sell a difficult proposition unless you have tremendous seniority, and a lot of the people with tremendous seniority haven't had a good idea in fucking decades. Or they're retired, and they're not even there. You have a vision disease? Why is it so dark, Lama? Well, welcome to Morrowind. It was just night. Now it's daytime. The sun is coming up over the horizon. And that's not where we should be going. So it is refreshing to play a game like this, and it being so old, but old in ways that are... It's limitations that force you to just, like... There are moments where the game designer just kind of has to, like, wring his hands in front of you and hope you understand. But in those moments, there are some really great, unique, sort of moments that are unique to you, the player. Like I said, it's you alone with the game. In a sense, I suppose... Streaming like this, and YouTubing in general, kind of erodes at the idea that the game is you and the game on an adventure. Just the two of you. Bringing other people in brings in all sorts of fucking problems, but I hope I'm entertaining enough to get over that, honestly. I hope I'm entertaining enough to actually, make that sacrifice. Because I'm definitely not going to be telling you that, no, your way of playing the game is wrong, you have to play more efficiently and follow these meta strats. Here, look at this, top 10 spells video that's like half an hour long. I make these videos too, occasionally, because I feel like, this might make some money, but still, I really hate doing that. Unfortunately, that's one of the reasons why I started making videos for Helldivers 2 and then abruptly stopped. Because I had some ideas, I had some things to say, and then I abruptly ran out of things to say that weren't being parroted by literally every fucking other person on the internet, 3 seconds after a patch came out. So I ran out of things that were unique to say. And I didn't feel like repeating just the same thing that everybody else was saying. It wouldn't have really gotten me very far anyway, I suppose, though it might have gotten me a couple more dollars. Okay.
Outlander, what do you want?
I have completed the quest. And also, Lesser All Magic is a pretty baller spell. It's just that it's kind of expensive, and, well, it doesn't have an amazing cast reliability. However, it does kill a fucker real good.
A tourist. Yes, sir?
You wish to speak?
Okay, so... Mushrooms. Yes, here they are. Yes, that's all. These are all good samples. Now, Ajira can write the report and be a journeyman of the Mages Guild. Ajira has made potions for you to take in return. Ajira is no great alchemist yet, but Ajira thinks you could use these. Okay? 4 cheap restore health has been added to your inventory. That's pretty good. I have healing spells already, but that's pretty good. Alright, also, by the way, right, so there's that, right. We can always use a little bit of restore luck around here, right? Okay, so. Duties. Yes, Ajira has more duties for John Morrowind. Ajira has made a bet with Galbadir. Okay, bet. Ajira has made a bet that Ajira would be a journeyman before Galbatir. Now Ajira must study these mushrooms and write a report. Ajira wants you to give Galbadir a fake soul gem. Okay. Ajira has made a fake soul gem. Take it and put it in Galbadir's desk upstairs. Or Galbadir's desk upstairs. Galbadir should be coming downstairs to talk with Myron Dren? Right, so no one will see you do this thing. Okay. Okay, so Galbadir, that's what's her face at the top floor, I believe. Yeah, that's her.
I don't know if I can help you, but I'll try.
Mischief! Take the real one out. No.
You have my attention.
We're not stealing. Not yet, anyway.
Yes, what is it?
Friend.
Aljira thanks you. Your journal has been updated. Okay. Okay. So now what? Study local flowers. Aljira needs samples of golden cannet, stoneflower petals, willow's anther, and heather. These can all be found on the shores of Lake Amaya? Amaya? Right, okay. Okay, to get to Lake Amnia, go southeast out of Balmora, past Fort Moonmoth. Then follow the signs and take the road to Pelagrad. After you cross the Fayota Mamica, go towards Surin at the next crossroads. All the flowers Ajira needs are near the path to Surin, which runs along the north shore of Lake Omnia. Okay, so go back over to Pelagrad and then go north. Okay. Ah. Well, there are beds here. I work here. Never done that. Always switched them. Interesting. Well, I suppose I should have done that, but, well, I'm not...
I've heard a lot of
I was told, quite literally, go put this in the desk.
But make it quick.
She didn't tell me to put anything, or take anything out of it. She said, put this here, and so I followed diligently. I can be kind of autistic like that. If you wish me to steal things, you must specify that in the terms and conditions.
Speak, traveler.
Right. I need to go sell some of this shit in my inventory, though. Now, though, I do have some things in my inventory here. Or Ashiam. I don't think I have any flowers. I do. Well, golden cannon. I have one. Whoop-de-doo! Please be patient. I have autism on your armor. Yes. Sometimes I'm too autistic to be evil. Okay, is this right? Yeah, corner, right.
Come on, don't have time for this, so make it quick.
Yes, I know. Literally, no one has time.
Approach.
Get out of the fucking way. God damn it. Where is there actually a vendor in this town? I forgot.
My prices are the best in town.
Where is there actually a vendor in this godforsaken town?
You want something?
I really don't have time for this, so make it
What
quick.
say you?
Wasn't there... I don't quite remember. Council Club. Alright, that's the front door. How much money do I have on hunt? 378. Not very much.
Do you want something?
Right, so you can buy all of these useless items I have. You're buying it for terrible prices, but I don't care. You won't take commoner clothes. My, awfully suspicious. Or awfully specific. That's fucking pennies, but I guess I should be better at persuasion in order to talk up those prices. What about you?
Please, have a look around.
Nope. God fucking damn it. Okay, you're just selling books. You're not giving anything.
What is it, peasant?
You're selling arrows. You actually will buy the commoner clothes, which is funny as hell. Okay. I guess aside from that, I'm just carrying around a bunch of books. He's an armor vendor. Makes sense not to be interested in clothes. Yes, but god
What,
damn it.
Outlander?
I have to remember where everyone is, and on top of that, I have to actually, like, go to the specific vendor that's buying things, and they have limited amounts of gold that take forever to restock, and
This scent is new.
You could also use a one magicka spell for skill training. That's a great idea. That's actually a great idea. I figured you could probably do that, but yes, no, we could actually do that. I have to kill myself to learn destruction. Fitting,
this about?
and also kind of painful. Same for illusion and restoration. Well, if we're doing healing, I suppose we do the same thing. But then again, we train as long as we cast, correct? I suppose we'll just do coals. I can do 1 to 1. Duration 1. Also, 4 to 5 X are busted. It's cold. I shall train in it's cold.
Yes, Brett?
It's cold.
What do you want?
Yes, outline.
Shall go outside town, because the guards may have funny ideas if I try to use the spell inside the town, except I'm only hurting myself. Fortify buffs can really break the system to the point where it's hilarious. I see. And on top of that, I've already been told that this stuff, like, status effects actually stack infinitely. So this can probably lead to some rather hilarious results. Balance is weakness. Yes, balance is weakness, and another thing game developers fail to realize in a lot of ways is that it's all well and good to create a very finely crafted, amazingly sensible, balanced system. But you know what the funnest thing in the world is? Knocking that shit over and breaking all of it. Which is why the overpowered items you used to get at the end of the game for doing all the, all of the necessary, things for them were so fun. Right? I did all of that work. Give me the plane that nukes everyone. Come on! I shall go here and sit by the river. Biting into ice cream with teeth to become a more powerful wizard. Yes. That is exactly what I am doing. Ah! You should rest and meditate on what you've learned. Ah! Well, what? Did I gain a level? Sleep. Oh, resting here is illegal. I must leave. You have to sleep, yes. I have leveled up! In a bed. Probably not in a bed, just rest. God damn it. How far is the city limits here? In Pellegrad, let me sleep by the signs! There. Alright, so, I'm putting one in luck just for the sake of putting one in luck. So, what? I suppose an int gives me more magicka, yes? Right? We need more magicka. I need a larger magicka tank. Fatigue. Endurance, then? Yes? we'll go with that. Int is magicka max and willpower is regen if I recall correctly. I see. Yes, good. Okay, so how's this affected, right, chance here. That's 100% chance. What lesser all magic is actually 89%. That's actually substantially made it better. Good. I want to get that to 100. I must understand. I am sitting here on a rock, drinking this Slurpee and giving myself brain freeze and meditating on what I am learning. I am harmonizing with the elements, and by harmonizing with the elements, I will know true magic. Slurp. Ah. Should probably put that in a thing, though. I shall go until lesser all magic is at 100%, and then we shall continue on with our quest. $91, so at 1 point gives me like 10%. One more level should be sufficient. Man, that casting spell is really fucking loud, though. Also, I shall... Radio Jim, I shall follow that advice, and on next level up, I will dump it all into willpower. Because it took a tremendous amount of willpower to sit here and be cold. I'm meditating under the waterfall, but I'm doing it with cold. Good. 94. Ah, we need to go up another level. Jesus Christ, Nix. Very good. Are we there yet? I believe lesser all magic is in fact at 100. But then again, I can't actually... Wait, no, I have to rest until healed. Oh! Wait, no, it's still at 96%. That's good, but still, fuck. Zap! Alright. Still need more. I wish to have that spell at 100% so that I could reliably use it. The damage is still going to be randomized, but as you can see, it hits really hard. Yes, it's lesser all magic because it's just what I could get away with initially. I'll have, modest all magic or common all magic, and then greater all magic. Greater all magic will just hit everyone with all of the damage that I can get from every element all at once. Yes, and eventually Ultima all magic. Which is basically, I just move the bars all the way to full, and it lasts for, it actually has a duration. And like a blast radius, I just hit everyone with a nuke of all elements at once. I hit you with the entire periodic table of elements at once. Okay, that should be good, right? 99, son of a whore. Even though I'm increasing luck, I don't want to leave it anything to luck. Because the Magicka tank is too small for us to fuck up. Funny as fuck debuff. Use levitate and make the target a spell. Now make the magnitude 1, but the duration longer. The reason for magnitude 1 is the levitation magnitude determines move speed. Okay. Destroyer, how is this a debuff aside from making everyone move very slowly? Does everyone just float and just be on it? They'll move at 1% speed. Ah. There we go. Ow. Well, I'm out of healing spells. Good. Lesser all magic is now at 100%. Fantastic. Right, so basically, I leave them in no-clip mode with no ability to move. That might be funny. I believe I've already picked these, though. But no, crash. No, these were not what I need. You gift them with the ability of time-limited flight. No mention of how fast. It affects attack speed, if I remember right. So that could be used as a monumentally detrimental buff. Air quotes buff. Okay, so... Balmora, Caldera, Vivi, Pelagrad, Ghostgate. No, we don't have to go that way. Yes. A brand new car! Brackets, it's shit! Pelagrad, right. So I assume I go here, and then instead of going to Pelagrad, I go north from this crossroad. But the lake is clearly that way, right? Yes, that is a lake. So we're going along the North Shore. That's why you use levitate, then buff your speed so you can go fast as fuck, which is probably incredibly useful. And, right, Ghost Gate, Balmora, Surin, right. So we want to go this way, and the flowers will all be here. And I want to do a new Elusive Enchanter run now. I can see why people like this game because of how exploitive some of this stuff is, but that's fun. That's what, like a good quality of a game is having a complex system, but then it being, you know, exploitable in a way so that the player has endless amounts of, you know what'd be really funny? Moments. Heather, right, okay. We need Heather. Okay, so. Alright, so, flowers. So, Gold Cannon, which we have Stone Flower, Willow Antler, and Heather. Stone Flower. Now we need Willow Antler, but I think I actually have Willow. No, that's Black Antler. It is Willow Antler. Whatever the hell that is. Okay, Heather. Black Antler, but we have that. We need Willow Antler. Which I don't know how to tell the difference. That's Cornberry. Pork. Willow. Willow Antler. Ah, it's that. The job is done. You can make a one-time use potion to the best of your ability to buff alchemy for 1 second, then use that skill to make a better potion. Positive feedback loop until you kill God. Yep, no, that just... the games are fun when they're just exploitable, even if it's broken. Ah, rat. We shall test our new magic skills. There are 2 of them. Damn, the rat tubers are multiplying. They're multiplying like, well, rats. Zap! Yeah, that hits like a fucking freight train. Good. That's exactly what I wanted. Fantastic. The wonders of all elements at once. Honestly, I just hope the next game brings back spellcrafting. Honestly, looking at this and what we're doing right now, this just feels like a really great system, even if it's busted as fuck. But the thing is, it being busted as fuck is the objective. So I can understand why they removed such a thing, because it's busted as fuck, but that's kind of the objective. You go in there to craft your own spells with the objective of making a busted as fuck spell. That's the point. If you weren't going to make a busted as fuck spell, you wouldn't need the crafting system. Though I kind of understand from a game design point of view why you wouldn't want this, because it's kind of like the MechWarrior 3 Mech Lab. It just kind of always ends in an Annihilator with 8 Gauss rifles. And then all challenge in the game ceases to matter. But this is a single-player game, so, you know, we can get away with that. No such thing as a discrete spell called Bobby Bishop's Ass Blaster B. The custom names are actually probably really, like, we could be more creative with this, but that's actually an amazing thing. But the idea is they have to get it in their heads that the entire point of the system is to be broken. But that's a good thing. We want that. Yes, balance is fine and fantastic. So making these spells kind of hard to do, but make them worthwhile and give us our comedy spells. Because that's what we want from a system like this, and the game is enhanced by that. Summon Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Like, shit, I suppose if I get the summoning magic up high enough and get multiple summons, I'm just gonna create a spell that says the boys are back in town and summon like 8 fucking different dudes at once. And then have them beat the enemy senseless.
What is this about?
I forget who said it. Maybe Ed McMillan from Binding of Isaac, but basically that game systems were made for breaking. This is true, but some of them can't be, but in the end, the player wishes to ascend to a level where they are God within the system and have a situational power to break it. Again, like, say, I play through the entire game and I get all of the funny jiggy pieces. Give me the Falcon. Give me the plane with the laser beam that just kills everything in one hit. That's a reward for actually playing the game. I'm now God. That's a good thing to have. And I unfortunately, people have just forgotten about that. Actually, you know, I know why. It's Dark Souls. Dark Souls and, like, extraction shooters and battle royale games, they impressed upon the idea that video gamers are masochists.
Anytime now.
And they just want to hurt themselves. And they don't want absolute power like that. No! I want cock and ball torture. No, we don't. But that fad impressed upon game developers that that's what we want, but no, we don't. I want power fantasy. And this is actually power fantasy, once we get rolling.
Can you ask your question quickly? I
Warm
must be going.
greetings. The Breton speaks?
Here are your flowers. Yes, these are the flowers that Algira needs. Algira has made more potions for you. Algira hopes that you will use them well. 6 cheap restore magicka. That's actually useful, thank you. We needed Dark Souls, but we didn't need every game to be it. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's the thing, where a game can be good, but it will also be brought down by it being good, because people will try to ape and copy it, and that will destroy what was good about it until we don't want to see it anymore. Call of Duty 4 is a good example of this. Call of Duty 4 is a great game that ushered in the age of the modern warfare shooter. And then it was promptly beaten to death by everyone trying to do the modern warfare shooter because everyone wanted to be as successful as Call of Duty 4. Now we don't care, and that's kind of a lame ineffectual thing to do now. That's unfortunately how it goes. You can be so fucking awesome sometimes that you leave behind a legacy that will actually destroy how awesome you were in the long run. Great example, actually. Call of Duty 4 is one of the best games ever. Wish they'd stop making it. Exactly, Radio Jim. Exactly. Man, this is so great. I wish I'd never see it ever again. Anyway, right, so. Right, Ajira is very sorry. Ajira has much work to do on these reports, so Ajira can win her bet with Galbadir. Maybe you could fetch a new ceramic bowl for Ajira. New ceramic bowl? Yes, take these 10 drinks and find Ajira a ceramic bowl. Ajira thinks Ravir, the trader here in Balmora, has some. Okay. Ceramic bowl. She just wants a bowl. That's actually kind of funny. They just want... I need you to go down to the store and buy me a bowl. You just need a normal fucking item. Just like drip-feeding lore item descriptions is stupid and counterproductive to good games. Yeah, honestly, I feel like everybody... I wasn't really impressed by that, honestly, and in the end, I feel like people got way too pretentious about that sort of thing, and so it really didn't hit for any effect with me. Like, whatchamacallit? Deku brought up Destiny 2 in this regard, and how, or like Destiny in general, how the item descriptions were kind of like Dark Souls-y in how they were trying to give you, like, lore, but they were, like, incomprehensible, and never really felt like they were from the same game. So I think that's Revere the Trader, which I think is the guy at the actual trader in town. Oh, it's right there. I accident... This guy. This guy's a... Wow, okay, the trader was literally right here. Look at the signs! Even though the signs are incomprehensible, it's two rats. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, redware bowl. I need a ceramic bowl. Decorative bowl. Ceramic bowl. Buy me one bowl.
You want something?
I've played Destiny 1 like 15 times, and I don't know who Velka is, because from know how to stay out of my way, lol. Okay, that felt like a sentence. That's a sentence, sir. What we need is the same kind of passion and story to different types of era shooters. Hell, I'd love a shooter about the Korean War. The problem is we actually have to have people that are willing to actually get involved in a setting, and the biggest thing about historical shooters right now is people just fucking it up. Like, they go into a setting to be historical, and they do next to nothing historical or right feeling in that regard. Looking at you, Call of Duty Vanguard, you schmucks. And Call of Duty World War II. And then Battlefield 5. I could go on. Here is your bowl. Yes, this is a very good bowl, but now Ajira must find her stolen reports. Stolen reports? Okay, I feel like these should be organized better in terms of, like, major things and then, like, conversational things. Because this is getting a little ridiculous. And I no longer need to do these quests, because I've already done them, so they should kind of just be, like, put somewhere in, like, a drop-down menu. This is a little messy. Ajira needs your help very badly. Galbadir stole Ajira's reports on the properties of local mushrooms and flowers. Ajira knows Galbadir did not leave the Mages Guild, so the reports must be nearby. Okay. I have to go look.
Why is my friend here?
That's
Can
not
you ask a
insulting.
question
Come on
quickly?
now.
I'm
Come on now, Twitch Automod. Okay, so they're hidden somewhere.
I suppose I could spare a moment or two.
Books. A Brief History of the Empire. A Brief History of the World. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. Okay, so they're in the building, but where would they be?
Citizen.
They have been at each other's throats since they got here over which one is the better mage and whether Khajiit are better thieves than Bosmer. Okay. Okay, you don't seem to be able to tell me anything. Barrel, some alchemy things. Salt rice, very good, interesting. Well, at least these are here, so I know they're here for, you know, alchemy purposes.
All right, I'm listening.
Okay, do you have anything about the stolen reports? Of course not. Are you suggesting that I would steal something from a fellow guild member? I do not trust this. But she did not leave the guild, so
What's this about?
Not here either.
From where do you hail, friend?
Not there. Zora. Huh. Not that.
Yes, Outlander?
Oh, there's a ceramic bowl that I could have stolen, literally right here. It is an unfortunate situation. Back when I was apprentice here, we had to find our own reports when a jealous rival stole them. God damn it. It does not surprise me. Okay, so we're all being retarded here. So, Okay, does anyone know... Well, you don't know shit either.
How interesting. A tourist.
No.
Looking for something in particular?
Wait, boss, go back to the entrance. Back to the entrance, you say? But why? I looked at the entrance. There didn't seem to be anything out of place. It could be that I have missed something.
Yes, Outlander?
You know that supply corner? Yes, the supply corner. I looked here. I checked it top to bottom. I see. Fool that I was, I had just looked over it. It blended in with the ground. Thank you, Commissar. I thought it was part of the wicker basket that was next to, but I have found it.
How interesting.
Probably would have looked there or double-checked it just out of pure insanity, but thank you for helping me along. Found them! Ah. Both reports? There's more than one.
Friend?
Oh no.
Dirt everywhere. Dirt.
So now I know what they look like. I know what I'm looking for.
May your battle show only victory, friend.
Warm.
How interesting. A tourist.
That line's getting very exploitable. Aha!
Any time now.
Right, Algira thanks you, John Morrowind. Algira is your friend always. Algira worked very hard on these potions for you. Okay, exclusive potion, fire shield, exclusive frost shield, lightning shield, spell absorption. Huh.
May you walk on warm sands.
John Morrowind. Yes, that's our name. The one and only! Algira knows many secrets, but they are not yet for friend John Morrowind. Speak with Algira again when you are a warlock. Rannis Athras here may have duties for you, but Algira does not like Rannis much. Maybe you should speak with Algira's good friend Edwina Elbert at the Guild of Mages in Aldrin? I see. Well, that's the end of
All
that.
right, I'm listening.
That means when you get hit by magic, it regens magic. I assumed it was something like that. I shall now rest to recharge my magicka.
I suppose I could spare a moment or two.
Get out of the way. Okay, so how much money do I have? Still 400. Do I have more duties? But you may be ready for advancement. Advancement. Congratulations, you are now officially John Morrowind the Apprentice. Study diligently and perform your duties. Okay, do you have duties? I don't have any duties for an apprentice, but you may be ready for advancement. Congratulations, you are now officially John Morrowind the Journeyman. Okay. You're now officially John Morrowind the Evoker. You meet your requirements, Shaman, but you have not completed the duties expected of a conjurer. Okay, do you have these duties yet? I need someone to convince an ex-Telvanni to join us. While you're there, you can collect Manwee's guild dues. Okay. The Telvanni name is Larar Belleroth. He is in Sulipund. If you can't convince him to join, kill him. Wow, okay. While you're there, collect the guild dues from Manwee. She is in Punabi nearby. Wow, okay. Wow, you jumped 2 ranks. I guess I'm just that fucking cool.
May I
Okay.
help you?
Why do I need to kill him, though? There does not appear to be. Manwee has failed to pay her dues for several years, and she now owes us over 2,000 septums. Allegedly, she is researching something in Punabi, near Larar Belleroth in Silipund. If you can convince her to pay the dues, I will split them with you. Otherwise, kill her. Wow, okay, we just fucking kill people. Wow, okay. The Telvanni are the native Morrowind Magic Guild. They are elitist as fuck. Well, I guess we're just offing people now, but one thing I want to see before we get going. Okay, so fire damage, frost damage, and then shock damage. Okay, so how far can we make this go up? Okay, so we have 20. Can we do like 5 and 30? Need 18. 76. That's pretty good. The stat skills literally have buildings in this world and pay leases. Okay, so... Any duration... Yeah, any duration at all just lowers it to go fuck yourself. Okay, right, so... What if I were to do... This is getting rather expensive. 20? 20 to 40. Which is gonna hit like a... Basically kill everything in front of me. Hit like absolute death. Can we get that to at least 50%? I think we can manage just 50%. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, good. That's pretty shit. It costs half my magic, and it's only got a 50% chance of working. However, it's doing 120 damage. So that's common all magic. Yes, common all magic. Also, it's very cheap. Actually, Is that... Actually, that's just under the amount of money I have. Common unaliving, yes. Yes, that actually worked. Okay.
All right then, I'm listening.
Okay, so magic item. We will do common all magic, and this is going next to lesser all magic. Because that'll kill you fucking dead. At least 6 for summon ancestral ghost. That'll kill basically everybody that I've been fighting in a single shot, but the problem is it's also at 50%. Granted, it's slightly above 50%, so that's still, you know, that's still in the realm of it'll probably happen, but 50% for a spell that costs 50% 50 magicka is not very good. Actually, I have 124. So that's... I still can't get 2 shots out of it, but if I can fire it twice, I can still pull out lesser all magic and maybe fire that once.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Okay, so that's 25. Okay, so that's... Ooh, I need 1 more point.
Don't stand about. Get moving.
Well, as soon as you get the fuck out of the way, lady. Don't cough on me. Ugh. Duration increases magic efficiently, if I remember right. But duration is... Well, actually, if you go for duration... Yeah, like, it'd be a low amount, but it'd be over a set amount of time. But, so yeah, you would have to have very low amounts, but also, you know, for a long time. We can make a poison spell. Which is effectively all elements at once plus poison. Have one spell called Billy Mays, but wait, there's more. Okay, so that's... Right, so it's all magic, common all magic. Right, so we will attempt to use this. However, of course, this is going to be kind of expensive and may not actually work. However, there's a dungeon over here that I think we're going to try. We're going to go in there and see what happens. We're gonna wait on the quest for the guild. Well, we don't need to see that to kill that. I could just, you know, blap that with lesser old magic, but we could... No. We've got bigger fish to fry with that. However, unfortunately, until we have proper magical regeneration, it's somewhat disastrous to use a spell this expensive. However, if it fucking one-hits the guy, we're good. So, straight 50 is similar to 10 for duration 5. I see. We'd have to do the calculations to see about how effective it is, but yes, a DPS spell that's, you know, similar or potentially higher damage than an alpha damage spell, which just does all the damage immediately, might be more efficient or ever so slightly more efficient. But however, if the target is alive, then he can still harm us. Which means the target spell duration should be 5 seconds, because shorter duration it makes it take more magic. Yeah, I've never done DOT and run, but I've been wanting to try. Well, actually, what you could do is you could make a spell that's damage over time, but also cast, I suppose, levitation on yourself, so it makes it easier to run away once you've engaged in combat. Oh no! I cannot move, but the door did not open anyway. Damage over time and levitate 1 on touch, though. Right, no. What if you do that and then basically leave them unable to move? And then you could just step back and let the damage roll in. Right. Oh no, a ghost. The target resisted magic. Well, he didn't fucking resist very well, did he? Didn't fucking resist that terribly well, did he? He fucking flopped over dead and then disappeared. That's the power of common all magic. Ghoul be gone. Yeah, they're not fucking resisting that spell terribly well, now are they? Gotcha, bone boy. Cruel shard. Shard arrow? Huh. Interesting. Scroll of lesser dominate. Oh. Just gonna take that. Maybe use that later. On consenting individuals in the bedroom, thank you. Book of Dawn to Dusk. That's mine now, thank you. But yeah, you see, that's what's happening. They're resisting some of the magic, and then they're fucking dying instantly. But because there's just so much magic being thrown at them. Okay, I can't rest it here. I have to leave. I'm only into lesser Dom. Only a little Dom. Okay, so we're gonna do this and continue doing this. But as you can see, it's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, you could fizzle out the spell very quickly. Let's try lesser and see if that's enough to kill these guys, because common hits like a fucking freight train, and they're fucking dead. But we only get 3 shots of that. I feel like I'm fucking Yu Yu Hakushoing this here. That's not much more efficient, but we'll get more shots out of that. Just make a projectile spell that's as powerful as I can possibly make it and call it the Spirit Gun. Well, this is spooky. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, well, I found the key. It was... Actually, there's really nothing in it. It was shit. You are over-encumbered. God damn it! I need to get rid of some of this shit. That's rather unfortunate. I think this shield is probably not really valuable, so we're just gonna throw it down. Doesn't look like there's anything else here, though. I guess that was the only enemy that was nearby. But so we learned. That trap paralyzed you, by the way. The door tooltip will be trap door, and you can detrap it with security skills, I think. I see. check the skull pool again. Oh, alright, fine then. But yeah, so Lesser All Magic is competitive, but less efficient than Common All Magic, which just kills everything in this dungeon instantly. Is there anything in the Pit of Sand? No. It's just spooky. I'm happy with my magical creation, though. It's rather nice. Yes, the target can resist one of the magic spells, but they won't resist the other two. Higher duration should make it cost less if I remember, but it's been a while. Right, I could be able to... Well, actually, I suppose we can try. We can go back to the Mages Guild and try and see about that. Now, I suppose we can end that here because it's 11 o'clock. I'm having fun, though, but it's getting late. This is fun in a, incredibly silly and exploitive manner. Which is the best kind of fun. By the way, gear from the Assassin was added by the DLC. It's mid-game stuff, so changed early balance a lot. No reason not to use it, but funny stuff. Yeah, I know. We just kind of threw it at me. Also, since we have some magic left over. Zap! If you're doing heavy armor, I could tell you where to find the Lord's Mail. Right. But I think light armor should be okay right now. We're very glassy, but as you see now, my damage potential has now just accelerated extremely high. At least for, like, what we are is in fairly early game. Or what feels like it. So my potential damage is now kind of high, because I'm just kind of throwing all of the spell at the man. All of the magic at once. I clearly need far more, just points in destruction in order to actually do more funny effects. But unfortunately, I also have no money now, so this is a little unfortunate. Changing armor class wastes the skill with what you've been wearing, especially weird going between heavy and medium. I suppose if you're committed for playing the game long enough, it kind of evens out. But yeah, I think this is the kind of game where you want to know what you're doing right now, and you want to stick with it through the whole fucking game. But okay, so rest until yield. And now, hang on here. Alright, so let's try this and find this out very simply. Okay, so I want to do 50 damage. Which is actually pretty... that's funny. It's actually not too bad, and also has a pretty okay spell chance for me, at least. But I'm doing 120 damage is what I'm doing. Okay, but that's 25. Okay, so what if I did 10 damage for 5 seconds? That's pretty definitively yes. Okay, so we have a higher spell chance doing the same damage for a lower cost. I see. So that means that what I want to do... What I want to do then is I want to have... So that's 10 of 10. So that's 50 damage. So what if we do that, and then we do frost damage. We also do 10 of 10 for 5 seconds. It's 30. It gets kind of pricey. And then we do shock damage for the exact same amount. Okay, so that's still, that's actually about the same. That's more for about the same, actually. That's the thing. It's more. That's 150 over 120. I'm getting 30 more damage out of that. Do I have levitation? Have I learned that yet? No, I haven't learned that yet. Or I can't put this together. But it's more efficient, and you can get slightly higher damage, but it's not a tremendously high amount. It's not like, oh my god, this becomes, immediately, more useful. You do get more damage out of that, so I will do that going forward. Levitating is alteration. Cool, so dots are a little cheaper. Yes. Mainly because that makes sense, because damage over time makes it so the enemy still has time to react, and so from a balance standpoint, that makes sense. Damage over time gives the enemy still time to attack you, and so it's less efficient in terms of instantly killing the target. Because if you just touch the guy and he instantly dies, the guy can't react to you. So this would mean that, yes, they could still attack you, but because of that, the spell has to be cheaper in order to be worth it, and it is. It does make total sense, I just don't assume Morrowind to make sense. Ah, right, well, understandable. Assuming older games make sense? No. Developer moon logic. Okay. Thank you, Shooter Starcraft, for the follow. But okay, so, right, I think that's it, but we did learn something. So that means that greater all magic and ultimate all magic should be damage over time spells. Because we can reach a higher damage ceiling like that. And Destroyer, thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the show. But so, alright. We won't make this here, but now we know, because we can make a better spell using damage over time. It will still, we'll still have to kind of run, but, we'll come up with something clever to help this be complete bullshit, I suppose. I'm not quite sure what, but we'll look at the amount of spells that we can, cast, and then combine them into this to make it a little bit more efficient, because we have to allow for the damage over time. Not sure what, but we could definitely do something. Maybe drain fatigue. Maybe that would do it. It would be kind of expensive to do that, but maybe just drain fatigue on the target so they can't fucking do anything. We'll find some efficient way of managing this one, but okay, so damage over time is the way to go. It's slightly more efficient, but not necessarily something we should jump on right now. Though I would be able to take common all magic and make it a bit more usable right now. It's just that we would have to wait 5 seconds for the target to be fucking dead. Which is funny. But also, so hang on here. Just for the sake of it. So that would be maximum 40. Actually, no, it would be 10 damage, still. For 40 seconds. Or 4 seconds. Right. Huh. Yeah, that's a pretty good reduction, but we'll wait on that, I guess. I swear I stole everything in this game using Chameleon and saves as a sneak. Ah, yes. Stealing in Bethesda games. A time-honored tradition. Make range target. That does increase the, that does increase the cost, though. Yeah, Yeah, that's very bad. That's extremely expensive. Yeah, it's range, so that's expensive. Touch is melee, and that means that we are able to be damaged, which is why it's cheaper, or the cheapest. Right, so that is actually slightly better than the common all magic spell now, but not so much that we can really bet on that too much. It's still, we should still be using lesser all magic, honestly, currently with our skill level to get the most shots out of our current magical level. But I will use this on every spell going forward, though, knowing that, yes, damage over time is more efficient than just raw alpha. Good, very good.
Greetings.
Right, we shall
What
say...
exactly do you require of me?
We will save here, and we will call it an evening, though, but very important. So have levitate buff be the target. Right. We'll see about how to game that when I actually have to learn levitate first. That'd be funny, though. Because we just have them kind of float into the air, unable to do anything while they slowly die. Sadistic. Efficient. I like it. But, so, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show for this evening, but we've learned something quite important, haven't we, in this whole magic bullshit game? Fantastic! Right, I'll be back next week, or rather, the end of this week, and we will definitely play more of this because I want to play more of this now and exploit how goofy this is. However, it will require us actually grinding and then, you know, gaining levels, so we're gonna have to journey out and go find things to kill, and then also make some money on the side because we need money to make these spells. But we're learning things, and I'm having fun, so yes, good. Magic follows odd rules and they smell of cheese. Yes, as I found. But, ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, Fontaman. That's been our show. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you next time. Good night.